What is up? What is up, YouTube? What is up, my trading family? I was just on a live. I don't know what happened, so I'm just going to make a quick video for you guys here on what we were talking about before. If you guys were on the live, then you caught a little bit of what I was explaining. I'm not sure why it got cut off. Uh, but the stream ended. I don't know why. Um, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but let's get back into it here. So we were talking about Fibonacci, but before we got into that, I was talking about three lower time frame entries that you can look for off of your higher time frame point of interest. So let's get back into it here. So let's say we have a higher time frame point of interest here, right? Which could be your order block or whatever to the left. So we'll say a higher time frame point of interest right here. And one entry that you can look for right here is when price is coming up to your point of interest, right? And it's getting closer. And you see that rejection here off of your point of interest, your higher time frame point of interest, and a huge drop to the downside. So price can either come back to this structure point here or a little higher around a lower time frame order block. So we'll call this one, we'll say this right here is your lower time frame point of interest right here. Lower time frame point of interest. So what you want to see around this, we'll call this the order block setup. Enter after a break of structure occurs and returns back to order block, right? And like I was mentioning on the live before we got cut off here, uh, some of you might know Wyckoff or what that is. If you don't, that's fine. It's not the end all be all of trading, but what this would be called in a Wyckoff terminology. Um, so you would have your UTAD or your UT, right? And then this would be your LPSY, which would be that last point of supply. Um, really to dumb it down, it's really just, there's a liquidity grab here and then a break of structure here. And then this would be your supply zone right here, right? So remember, guys, supply is high and demand is low. So that'd be your first one. Now your second one here, we'll just copy and paste this right here, also with the higher time frame, right? So your higher time frame. And now this one we will call this one the inducement setup, right? So we have inducement, inducement setup, okay? So what we'll look for on this, I'll draw it out for you guys before, but say you have a fast move up into your, excuse me, into your point of interest, right? Say we're in a downtrend and there's a higher time frame order block to the left. So say it could be on the daily time frame. We could be on the daily time frame and there could be a lower time frame order block. We could be on the 1 hour, right? Or say your higher time frame is the 1 hour and you're on the 5 minute, or there's a 15-minute order block and now you're on the 1 minute, and this is what price is doing, right? So say your higher time frame order block to the left, price comes up on a lower time frame and rejects immediately from that area. So now this is what I call the inducement setup, right? There's going to be liquidity that builds up in this area here, right? And then what happens here? What happens? Price usually tends to come up a little bit higher above that liquidity and then rejects back to the downside again. Okay, so where is the liquidity at on this setup? Right here. And we'll draw a little money sign so you guys can see that, right? And just above that, right, you'll have your lower time frame point of interest, which could also be a order block, an imbalance, which we'll get into that next. We'll get into that setup next because that's my third one. Lower time frame point of interest, right? And for this, let's say, let's do this here. We'll go. So you look for liquidity that was created above or below a clear zone. And then you enter off the zone that broke structure. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense to you guys so far. But remember, guys, you can use this on any time frame, right? Nothing changes. So now our third and final one here, we'll just copy and paste on these here. Now our third and final one is an imbalance setup, right? And I will send this to you guys. I will screenshot this and send this in the chat as well. So if you guys aren't in the chat and you're watching this, there's a link in the description below. Make sure to join that chat. You guys can hit me up on Telegram. You guys can ask me questions. Sub to the channel, like the dang video, right? We're on our road to 2,000 subs so far. So I appreciate you guys so much for sticking with me, and we're growing, we're getting there. So I appreciate you guys. So third and final one here, right? First and foremost, right, we're gonna wait for price to break structure off of our higher time frame point of interest. So wait for price to give break of structure from higher time frame point of interest. Next step, after oh, after the retracement, enter on the imbalance from break of structure, right? And if you guys are, like I said, if you guys are in the chat, you guys see a lot of setups that I talk about. There's a lot of setups that I have that have breaks of structure, and there's inefficiency, imbalance, fair value gap, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing, different names for the same thing. In trading, it always is like that. So there's a bunch of different names for a bunch of different things in trading, and they all mean the same thing. So this is what this one would look like here, right? So say price, your higher time frame, point of interest, right? There's a order block to the left, and price has uh broken structure to the downside on that higher time frame. So now we go to the lower time frame and say price is starting to retrace back up into that area. And now price hits that area, right? What happens? There's a huge drop to the downside and a retracement back up into this area again, right? I hope you guys are liking this video so far. This is some fire nuggets. This is really good to incorporate into your guys' trading as well. So you guys are taking notes. So say there's an inefficiency, right, after this break of structure, which we see right here. First off, let me see. Yeah, right here, right? I'm not going to label the breaks of structures. You guys, if you follow me, you guys should already have a break of structure implanted in your guys' brains on what that looks like. Um, so see what we had here. So enter off the zone, right? So say here's your break of structure, but up here there is a huge inefficiency um, that you refined or whatever, right? So higher time frame point of interest, oh, lower time frame point of interest here, right? So this would be where our entry would be. So after you see the break of structure, a order block could be around this area as well. It's kind of the same setup, similar to this one here, right? Um, but there could be a difference. Like price could look like this. Price could look like this. So say there is a order block right here, right, with small wicks, and then a huge one here, and excuse my drawings, right, and then a retracement kind of right here with a small wick as well. Your inefficiency would be in between those areas. So as price comes down again, right, price would retrace back up into that area and then reject from said area. So hopefully my horrible drawing makes sense there. Hopefully that makes sense. And if that didn't make sense, I think I have some videos on inefficiencies. Um, and I know I have PDFs in the chat that you guys can learn from as well. Um, but that's it, guys. That's a quick video on 3 lower time frame entries that you guys can incorporate into your trading off of your higher time frame point of interest, and then finding a lower time frame point of interest. So once again, sub to the channel, like the video, comment down below anything that you guys want to see, what you learned, how helpful this video was. uh, Anything that you guys want to see in the future, let me know in the comments below. There's a description or a link to my chat in the description box below. Click on that, join the new Telegram chat, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.